What is going on? It is Gale right here, back on the channel once again, and it's been a minute. I apologize, guys, that I haven't been around for a hard minute. Been busy with the 5.9 stuff. If you haven't already, go check out 5.9 Entertainment. It's the new hub for anime, manga, and obviously Western IPs in cinema, Hollywood, and etc. And I've been busy handling that, transitioning over everything from the mobile channel to the entertainment channel. So please do go check that out. I'd appreciate it, of course. But we're here with Genshin Impact. None of that today. I really need to focus on this now, of course, with the 2.2 live stream happening tomorrow, about 24 hours from now, actually, at the time of recording. You guys might see this like around 18 hours away from the actual live stream, and there's a lot of expectations riding on this live stream, and I feel like a lot of people should learn to temper it, maybe, or should temper it, I should say, not learn to temper it. You guys can know how to temper your expectations, I assure you guys. You guys need to temper your expectations potentially, because I personally don't think the things people are expecting will happen in the sense of like, oh, they're gonna come out and apologize, or they're gonna come out and tell us like why they've not been doing the right thing. Because you have to remember, these things are usually like pre-recorded quite in advance, so scripted out well in advance, assuming it is not, like, for example, it was the way the VAs did it last time, where they had a video record, they were doing it live webcam wise, and they didn't have the chibi models. I assume this time around they're gonna revert back to the chibi models, especially considering everybody's response in the last one. At least that's how I feel. And it's probably gonna be scripted out. Everything's been planned in advance. Not much will change. There is a small chance things may have changed, especially script wise, to talk about the whole situation going on, especially the last week with the anniversary. So there might be like a quick like snippet of like, oh yeah, we have things planned, and kind of like just a small one-liner saying like, yes, we acknowledge you guys have an issue, and we will strive to fix it and strive to improve in that regard. I think that's the only line that might happen. I don't see anything else. I'd like to be super confident and say, oh yeah, they're gonna say something super optimistic. They're gonna say something, they're gonna improve and whatnot, and this stream will be the perfect case for that to happen. But I doubt it. I sincerely doubt it. So today I'm gonna be going over my hopes and expectations, like like the title says. And to be honest, like I said, my first expectation is don't expect anything in terms of like a proper response from them. One more thing to also add is that this one is definitely going to be and I feel personally this is going to be pre-recorded purely because it's a holiday in China right now. From the 1st to the 7th is Golden Week, and then on the 28th they also had a national holiday on the day of the anniversary, 28th September. So there's no way they would have recorded this or done this live in this period of time. Plus it's a Sunday. Most Sundays are holidays anyways for most countries, outside of I think countries like the UAE and stuff, where Sunday is actually a work day. It's Friday and Saturday, that's the weekend. But I'm diverting too much again. I do believe like there is a very high chance we could get at least like I said, I think there's that chance of a one-liner, but that's it. Alright, in terms of what we'll get to see, I think this time around, we'll get to see the new island, which will be great. I think that'll be fantastic to look at. Hopefully the island is a bit massive, because the biggest issue is like you're now there's a new update coming out with only one island, right? And I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that island has a bit of depth to it, in the sense it's not just one dimensional where it's just straight lined and easy to navigate. Maybe interesting new puzzles, new types of puzzles, new enemies on the island, because the biggest thing is, like I said, right, Watatsumi and Serai added a new set of enemies, right, the specters, and then obviously you had Narukami, Kanazuka, and Yashiori, which was completely fresh for us all, right? But the thing with Watatsumi and Serai was there were two islands, two new bosses, a new enemy, and obviously two big islands to explore. Whereas the next update is going to be one island, so hopefully there's a bit more enemies to it. I don't know if there's going to be a new weekly boss, or I think there should be a new weekly boss in Inazuma anyways coming soon. I don't know if it'll be this update, but hopefully the new enemy that they add, fingers crossed, because I don't want Spectres to have a weekly boss, please. But whoever they add is a new weekly boss, or the setup to a new weekly boss, kind of like how the Geo Vishap were in Liyue, right? Because so far, if you have noticed, there's been 2 weekly bosses per region except for Inazuma. Mondstadt has, of course, Andreas and Dvalin. Liyue has Azdaha and Child. This one, we have Senora, but we're missing one. So I assume there will be one extra one before we jump into the next region and whatnot. I do believe that's going to be the case. So that's going to be, I feel, a thing. I hope the new, whatever new enemy we get is the setup for that. I also hope that there is a new elite boss, but based on what I've seen of Thoma's leaks, I'm not going to say much about it. I'm not sure if that's gonna happen. Hopefully those are false leaks and it's grain of salt and there's actually a new elite boss, but so far it doesn't look to be the case. Hopefully there is like I said, along with the new island, hopefully there's new puzzles, because the one thing I really enjoyed about Inazuma, no matter what people say, is the puzzles, the relay stones, the the treasure marks and stuff like that. They're all kind of unique in their own right, very, very special, and I'm looking forward to seeing a bit more in detail ones potentially in whatever the new island is. Well, it's Surumi. We know the island's name is Surumi, so hopefully Surumi provides us with the goods. Hopefully, I hope it really does. The next thing we will talk about is, of course, Toma. Now, if you haven't already, check out my video. I've already spoken about Toma in the form of leaks, so hopefully he's been updated a bit, because right now I feel like he's on paper really good, right? He's setting up to be really good. You give him the right artifact set, Emblem of Severed Fate and stuff, he'll be really good. However, a combination of he's a combo of a lot of units, right? He's got a little bit of Jing Shou to him, he's got a little bit of Xiangling, he's got a little bit of Xinyan. He's a combination of a couple of units, and honestly, hopefully that doesn't make him a mess to use, because that's the biggest thing. Like, when you combine too many units, sometimes they can end up being the most broken thing on the game, or they could end up being the most convoluted, like, mixtured. Like, it's a mix of a lot of things. It's jack of all trades but a master of none, basically, right? So hopefully that's not the case again with Toma. Fingers crossed. I'm very much looking forward to him. And speaking of it, he's the only 4-star available and the only new character available. There's no new 5 stars coming up, so that's gonna lead to a question of who's the new 5 stars gonna be, or rerun banner is going to be, because it's most likely going to be reruns. They're not going to drop an update with no banner at all and Thoma's thrown into the general pool. I genuinely believe right now it's going to be Hu Tao. I think Hu Tao is a dead certy addition to the new update. I don't think that's even a doubt. Everybody's calling for it and everything. And I think, it fits really well with the Halloween theme as well. The other one would be between, obviously, Tartaglia and Ganyu. I'm seeing a lot more people say Tartaglia is definitely coming. And to me, I would prefer Ganyu to come purely because I would like to go through a couple of more of the newer characters rather than going back and doing another rerun of a character, right? It's just odd to me that we're already going back to Tartaglia when we could be just moving on and ahead. I think it should have been Ganyu Albedo just to get things out of the way and, get that set out of the way. The first, 6 limited characters are done and dusted, and now they can progress on to the next 6 and then maybe sprinkle in one of the older reruns with it. But if it is Tartaglia and Hu Tao, hey, that's a saving time for me. It's saving time for me. I can just go and summon on Staff of Oma and be done with my life. But honestly, I think that's going to be the case. I think it is Hu Tao, Tartaglia. It's seemingly the case. Hopefully you guys are interested in it. I think Hu Tao is a really good one. Obviously, I think Hu Tao is one of the best characters in the game. I've said it, when we were talking about the whole situation with Raiden Shogun, Kokomi and stuff. Hu Tao and Ganyu are a level above everybody else, right? They're like next level in terms of usability and power. And honestly, I don't see any other character that they make anytime soon comparing to them. I think they're very careful in the characters they make now. It's why we've seen Raiden and Yoimiya being built so awkwardly, and Kazuha being the only one close to achieving that status effectively. So yeah, I don't see them doing any other character like that. So honestly, if you want, get her right now. I think this is a great time, an opportunity, especially if you can get her C1. Oh boy, that stamina reduction is so good on her, especially with the charge attack, the no-cost charge attack. Very, very good. Obviously, now let's talk a bit about what to expect in terms of events and my hopes for events. My hope for the events is please don't be like 2.1. Like, I've enjoyed 2.1 so far in terms of events, but it's not been to the same quality since for a lot of events. Honestly, like, a lot of events have been just declining in quality, and it just feels like, oh, it's not this again. Like, don't get me wrong, I think Spectral Secret, the expedition ones, should be a common thing, but it should be alongside other events. They shouldn't be on their own, because you're spending, there's nothing to do in them. They're very, very free to do. I love the no resin cost, but sometimes I feel like the no resin cost has actually hurt the events more than anything else, because the only good event, honestly, in recent memory is obviously the boss challenges. I think they're fantastic, the boss points ones. And I feel Wind Trace was the only really good other one. Theater Mechanicus was also a bit of fun. Obviously, it's very unique and completely refreshing. But the second time they did it wasn't amazing, and it kind of hurt it a bit, I feel. Maybe the first one, they should revisit the first one and stick to that one maybe more than anything else. But hopefully from this update, this coming update, I want to see a bit more usage of the boss challenges, and maybe a lengthy run, maybe like a labyrinth or endless dungeon, maybe something like that. That would be fantastic, where you're continuously fighting enemies, and the more you fight enemies, the more challenges you do, more points you get. The more points you get, the more exchanges you can do, and that way it's good. I think it should be balanced in the sense of like it shouldn't be done within 2 runs, in my personal opinion. Maybe 3 to 4 runs. Obviously, if it's extremely lengthy, then maybe it's fine to do 2 runs and stuff, right? But if it is going to be a decent size, then maybe 3 runs at minimum to be able to clear out at least that part and then move on to the next stage, maybe, or something like that. I think that would be fantastic. And honestly, outside of that, the only other thing I would think of that would be kind of nice to have potentially in terms of an event is, I would say, probably something to do with honestly, maybe I'm trying to think what would be the nicest. Maybe returning Wind Trace would be fantastic. I would love Wind Trace to come back. It would be amazing if they did. Please, I beg you, Wind Trace to come back. I couldn't play it properly, man. I wanted to play it on stream, but my exams were on and I couldn't play Wind Trace properly. I think I did only 20 matches or something. I wish I could do more. I really wish I could do more. But Wind Trace coming back would be fantastic. I would think I think this would be the apt time as well, you know, get the community back in a bit of favor as well by bringing back a fan favorite. I think universally Wind Trace was acknowledged to be the best game mode we've had, especially in terms of like, it just needs a little bit more balancing in terms of especially stuff like the Dragon Spine map and stuff. But outside of that, what a game mode. Maybe a bit bigger maps as well. That would be amazing. Honestly, I think that would be a bit more challenging for the Hunter as well. I would say the other event that I would like, or something that I would like to just make it new, right? Something that I'm hoping. I think this has been the biggest Copium one for a very long time. I think this has been in Copium since 1.1, pretty much, right? Co-op Spiral Abyss. Alright, I know it's been a year. It's been time. We've spent a lot of time in this current Spiral Abyss. Don't overlap the current Spiral Abyss with Co-op Spiral Abyss. But please, can we have a new Co-op Spiral Abyss elsewhere? Like, it doesn't have to overlap the current Spiral Abyss or take it over or, you know, eviscerate it. This current Spiral Abyss can stay where it is, where it's solo. But have a co-op one, say, somewhere south of the new island or east of the new island or something in between Serai and the new island. I don't know. That would be fantastic, depending on wherever the new island is placed. I'm thinking it's placed further from Watatsumi south or south of Watatsumi. That's my assumption. But please, MiHoYo, I beg you, team at MiHoYo, development team, Co-op Spiral Abyss, man. It's going to be so much fun. It adds a dimension of co-op to the game. And, you know, I see a lot of people, you know, they play with their IRL friends and their mutuals on Twitter and social media and stuff. But I feel like, especially in recent memory, I feel like the more and more I see, the less and less people play co-op. And I feel this would be a great way to invigorate that co-op feel again. And then obviously games like Wind Trace and stuff will continuously invigorate that, I feel. So, fingers crossed, Co-op Spiral Abyss, I beg you. I don't know if it's gonna come this time around or next time, but please, Copium. I'm gonna keep saying this every live stream we get, bro. Copium to the max. Outside of that, I don't think there's anything particularly I think that I want to mention or in terms of hopes and expectations. The thing is, the reason why I also added that endless / labyrinth event thing is because of this. They've said into the perilous labyrinth of fog. That makes me think of 2 things. One, labyrinth, aka there's going to be a labyrinth in the area, which would be fantastic. Or the new island is filled with labyrinth. I assume this is talking about the new island. There's a labyrinth in the area. You're going through a maze or something, and obviously it's fogged up, so you can't actually see where you're going, which would be amazing if they add weather effects like fog and stuff, and it actually impairs your ability to attack and stuff. Maybe if it goes diamond and pearl route, where, you know, if you attack, you have a chance to miss your attacks, even though it technically would connect. Oh, beautiful. I would love it. But yeah, that's my that would be even a bit of a reach for me. I don't know if that'll happen. Please, let's see. We shall see. But yeah, let me know in the comment section down below what you guys would like to see. What are your hopes, your expectations? Leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel, and I will see y'all in the next one. Take it easy, everybody. Bye bye.